Hello everybody, welcome back to Just Gaming Today. Today we're going to try a demo that's similar to Brotato. It's called Pickle Pete. It's pretty cool. I've gone through like the first, I don't know, level or zone, I guess. And it's pretty neat, so I thought I would do a demo. It's extremely polished as far as I can tell. No issues whatsoever so far. The art and graphics is very similar to Brotato. You're like this pickle, I guess. It looks like you might have some more characters in the final game. It looks like it's going to release Q3 2026 is the plan at the moment. It's very far along, it looks like. But up at the top, we've got some. Here, take a look. See here if I can. I don't know. Some of the game works best with the mouse, and some of the game works best with the Xbox controller. So I'm just going to use the mouse here. This start screen. Obviously, you can control the settings and stuff. There's a few settings that you control. I turned the music and the sound effects down a little bit, or quite a lot actually, because I wanted to make sure they weren't overpowering. So let's do that. Let's see. So gear. So the gear, it looks like in Brotato, it's set up a little differently, but in this one, it's kind of like an RPG where you're wearing, you have a starter weapon and you get to choose that weapon. Like I have another weapon over here. I'm going to stick with the gun because I put some levels into it. Show you that here in a second. I've got a few just common pieces of gear here. There looks like a head slot, an eye slot, chest, and then a cape or back slot and boots. I'm not sure what this is yet. It looks like a can. Like, I don't know if maybe that's a mutation or something. And everything's kind of linked to this pickle jar. It's actually kind of cool. I really like how they put this together. The graphics, it's well thought out. He's got a little spice floating in the pickle jar with him. And then you can look at the stats. Stats are pretty cool. Lots of them to look at and analyze and so forth. And then you have different gear sets. So I like that too. You can see that you kind of start like this, just standard pickle with nothing on. And then we've got the workshop. So the workshop, I think you can combine different items and get some type of a result. But I'm not sure. I think they have to be the same item. Because when I put an item in, it kind of tells you what you'll get here. But there's nothing to push or do here, I guess. Like I tried a bunch of different things and I couldn't get anything to work. So I think you have to have 3 of the same item to get the upgraded item. But we'll see here. I don't know that I've found separate items of the exact same type yet. But I've only played that one zone. Other thing I did open up by defeating that last boss in the first zone is this talent screen. So talents, I generally just tried to take, one in all of these common talents. And then I had, I was using mostly ranged weapons in that first run. So I did range. I put a few in these blue talents and then one in the purple talent. So I'll go through these again if I assign points at the end here, if I actually make it through the zone or earn talent points. You can buy talent points by picking up this gold. There are 2 currencies in the game that I've seen so far. The gold controls what you purchase out in kind of the waiting screens or the prep screens. You can spend them in the talent. You can spend them on your gear. So if I click on a piece of gear, there's this upgrade here, and you can go ahead and upgrade it and so forth and make it better. Now, what I did find is the upgrade only affects this piece here, and it's the rarity that affects this piece here. So these extra bonuses they're not just on this piece of equipment. You have to actually get it to this particular rarity to get it to have this gear stats. So kind of cool. I like that. I'm not sure if you get this to like level 10, do you have an opportunity to make it an uncommon? I'm not sure about that yet. I did find one uncommon piece of loot, this wizard hat. So it does have attack speed on it and I think damage. But I kept the hat here, this gesture hat. I'm going to switch it for the wizard hat because it's basically the same hat, just it has some extra attack speed on it. Looks kind of cool too. I like that. Now this wizard hat, I don't have, yeah, I need 250 to upgrade it. So that's kind of where we're at. Let's go back to start screen. If I push start, you'll see I've gotten 1 star in the wasteland. Defeat the boss, level up 21 times, obtain 2 epic quality weapons. I might rerun this the wasteland just to see if, you know, I can get another star, level up 21 times, huh? Yeah, we'll just run this one again. The other thing I was going to say is we've got gold, which is the currency out here in this part of the game, and then kind of in the prep screens and level ups and, you know, your meta screens and stuff, gearing and whatnot. And then weaponry inside the run is controlled by pickles. So you'll find pickles and gold drops. I saw medikits, and then your gear drops in there as well. And then it looks like there's some kind of ruin type items that sit up on in a certain like part of the screen, and it looks like those are good only for the run. I didn't see them out in this part of the game. So there's a very varied ways to increase your character and make it better. You know, talents, gear, I don't want to say the ruins. They were like chicken feet and things like that were only available during that. The other thing, there was some companions and stuff. So we'll see if we can get some of that going for us in this part of the game here. Go ahead and get this started. All right, and it's very Brotato-like. If you've ever played Brotato, you're kind of running around, doing your thing. It's an auto aim. You want to collect all this loot, and it looks like we're battling some type of zombie creatures, not aliens in this one. So I'm a sucker for zombies. Oh, took some damage there. Now I do have this character a little bit set up to actually have some regen, so I got a little bit of regen going. And then you can also, you see where it says space down there, you can also do like a little roll and, you know, kind of get out of the way. I'm going to take the move speed just to move a little faster so we can get this box opened up. I haven't seen any super good stuff. I'm going to do a roll here, see if we can collect some extra loot before the wave ends. Now, unlike Brotato, in this particular one, you don't get all the loot collected on the screen. So whatever you can't pick up just kind of sits there and rots. Now, I don't know if there's some type of items or something later that's going to be added where you can pick everything up, but right now, whatever you leave on the screen is left behind, and that's it. In Brotato, it kind of collects them up, and you get that, like, that final bonus stuff out of it. So let's see, cowbell. Now here's what I was talking about. This assault rifle is obviously a weapon. And then this cowbell, I think, just goes and sits up in the items. See the items slot up here in the top corner. You have a number of items that can just sit here. Okay, and you see this box here? That's an item, and this is a weapon. So I was like, they've got to show some way to show what's what. So I think I'm going to take the assault rifle, and that's it. That's all we can afford. So let's go into the next one. Had the assault rifle last time. I took a look at the page for Pickle Pete, and the developers had listed some things that they're going to have in the final version of the game. It said like 80 unique weapons, and you could do all sorts of combinations on your gear and stuff. So it sounds really intriguing, like a lot of stuff going on. Critical chance is 7%. This is a purple. I've never even seen a purple before, so I'm probably just going to take that one because it's really good. So yeah, let's take that. It also seems to be okay with kind of using the mouse to kind of roll things around and then just go right back to using the controller as well. So I do like that. Some games freak out, and, you know, you touch the mouse and all of a sudden your controller just instantly stops working. So that's what I mean by polished. It's very it's got a very good feel to it. So level up here. Let's do range damage. I'm gonna do range damage and get some base damage going. That really helped last time when I got some range damage. I've only run one of these levels, but you can see things are just dying so much faster at this point. Once you get the damage up, it seemed to help quite a bit. So pipe wrench, I haven't seen one of those. 14.9 damage. That's melee. I did have one melee weapon last time. Now this has a range of 6 bladerang. I'm gonna try the bladerang. I tried the shotgun last time, so let's try a different one. Let's just go. I'm gonna stick with 3 weapons there. See what the bladerang does. I assume, yeah, that's what I was hoping it would do. It's gonna throw it out. It's gonna hit a couple things, and then open these boxes faster. Yeah. So I got a piece of uncommon gear there. Now here you get a little box that you have to stand in. I found this particularly difficult with when I didn't have kind of any upgrades. Yeah, it's kind of just the naked pickle there running around, and it was very difficult. So 50 pickles, if I take this, a blunderbuss, or an alarm clock. Blunderbuss, I haven't had one of those. Alarm clock, damage 5%, every second one stationary. Well, I certainly don't stay stationary all that often. I'm going to take the blunderbuss just to get it and see. So it is a blue item. So it's a white item, green item, blue item. So it's like a 3rd level item, which is kind of cool. Let's see, dodge chance. I'm going to take dodge chance just to get some more dodge. I did purchase the talent upgrade for dodge to get like 1%. So that already gives me another 2, which is good. Then you can either press spacebar or the A button on your controller. At least for me, it's Xbox A, and that gives you the ability to do that little roll thing there. So crit damage or lifesteal. I think I'm gonna take some lifesteal, even though it's green versus a blue choice there, and mostly because I didn't have any lifesteal. So bladerang. So the bladerang, if I take it, I can either have a separate bladerang or I can combine these 2 white bladerangs to make a green one. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna take. I might buy all of this if I can. So let's do the bladerang, Sperry, and the hoof. And I'm wondering if, like in Brotato, if you buy all 3, if you get a free refresh. You do. Okay, so I like games that do this, where they find good mechanics in other games and make it their own, and you know, they kind of pay respect to the predecessors. You know, this is very Brotato-like, but it's also got its own kind of spins on things. You know, so I do like this. Bicycle helmet, shotgun, and revolver. I tell you what, I'm going to take the revolver here just to fill things out, and then let's go down and do the combination to show that. So you can click merge here and you'll see it turn into a green. If you hear the clicking, it's my Xbox controller. It's not very silent, so I can't do much about that. I think that's it. So we got some movement and knockback and some health from our items, and let's go into the wave 4. So there are 10 waves in this particular zone. These bigger guys that kind of rush at you. When you kill them, though, you get a lot of stuff. So I've tried to, you know, make sure they're a priority. These little guys here that have the little backpack on, they have a lot of items too. So level up. Ooh, regen going from 1 to 14. I'm going to be okay with that. And then there's little messages that appear in the. Kind of keep an eye out for them. There's little messages that appear in the middle of the screen that say, "Hey, this particular box is spawned" or whatnot. And you know, they kind of alert you need to kind of go around the map and look around. So it's a UV light. Now, UV light is an item, but does damage. Damage 3.7, knockback. I wonder if it's like a little aura effect. Oh, radius 3.5. Yeah, it is. Oh, that would be neat. Let's take the UV light. And then I'm not sure about the lifesteal. I've got like 3%. I do want that. I think I'm going to stick with this and just move on. It's 8 to reroll, but commons are costing like 40. So I'm going to move on with what we have and see if we can make that work. Oh, this UV light's pretty cool. I'm down with that. I like these little aura effects and stuff. Now, if you get a bunch of melee weapons, I haven't tried a pure melee build, but if you get a bunch of melee weapons with some auras, that would be a fun little build. Now, what I've been doing too is I've been using that kind of roll button to get around and collect loot. And that's kind of been cool. Now the elemental damage is interesting because I have that aura. So I'm pretty sure it'll increase the damage on that aura since it's doing elemental. Took some damage there, but I had a med kit. You see, I gobbled that up really fast. But there was a little like white first aid kit. That's the first one we've seen in this run. At least the first one I've seen. I did have a little bit of damage, so let's see if we can get over here and get some more loot. And the wave's done. I didn't too bad there with the loot. 161 pickles is pretty good. Ooh, a sniper rifle. I haven't seen that either. So let's take the sniper rifle. Then we have scope and a dumbbell. So I don't have any melee weapons, so the dumbbell's not that good for me here, but plus 3 melee damage, knockback, and crit chance is pretty nice. With my current setup, though, this scope is the way to go. Let's grab that. Again, I think I'm going to pass on doing anything else just because I don't want to spend 10 to get a reroll. All right, range damage is where it's at, I think. I'm going to take that again. Yeah. So I've been taking range damage over the percent damage. And it's been very, very good. The damage numbers have gone way up when I do that. Now, I think, you know, at certain breakpoints, it might be useful to get some of this overall damage, but so far, seeing that base damage is quite good. This is the first, you know, zone and only 10 waves, so, you know, maybe the percentage damage is pretty good too, especially when you get up in higher levels. You know, adding 8% damage or something might be better than adding 2 base damage. So the XP gain and interest, I'm assuming the interest is going to be on, I'm not sure if that's on the gold or the pickles. So I'm going to take experience gain just to see if we can maybe get the 21 levels. I don't know if we will or not. And also I'm not sure if the killing or, I'm pretty sure maybe it is the killing versus the pickles. Because the pickles are, the way you're purchasing things. So I think it's the actual killing that's giving the XP. Soap, max HP 10% dodge percent, dodge chance 5%, fire and raspberry. Now I'm wondering if I take a raspberry, if it combines it. It does, so times 2, good. I'm gonna take the soap. Now here I'm gonna reroll because I'll have over 100, so hoping to get something good here. Frost wand. Applies frozen. I'm gonna stay away from that. Damage chance 4%, regeneration 6. Yeah, for 80, I think I'm home for that inhaler. I have my own inhaler that I use in real life, so let's give one to Pickle B. All right, let's go into this one. Did get a med kit over here. I don't necessarily want to pick it up. Yeah, I get too close and it just picks it up. I was seeing if I could scoot over there. If I had like directly run it over, if my pickup radius had picked it up. It was definitely my pickup radius. So when you take damage, you like glow red. So it gives you some nice feedback on things. I'm gonna take the regeneration. In the last one I took more armor. But I also got armor that wasn't just on the level, right? Let's go through here and see if we can blast some things before. Took a little damage there. You seem to be able to tank a lot of damage, and at least with what I have as my current setup. I feel pretty good about taking a little bit of damage, then I regenerated pretty decent. So here as a companion, so Harry Hines, so the tomato that'll follow you around and do some damage. So we're going to take that. We just got it by what we'll have 3 pickles left over, so that's good to see that we were able to get him, because I wanted to show like having a companion. It was pretty cool. I also saw a different companion last time. It was an onion, and then I've seen an ability up here that said pick up like some rats that go around and pick up your items for you, or help you pick up the items. You know, they don't pick them all up, but so that's the little Harry Hines. I think he's invulnerable, but I'm not sure. So, not sure what's going on there. We'll see if they die. They had following me around last time did not die. So either I did really well and kept them out of danger, or they have no hit points. I'm pretty sure they probably don't have any hit points. I'm also wondering if like you die, your companions all die, and just you come back or something if you have a way to revive. Get that there and get this guy. It's a little damage there, but I'm going to ensure kind of getting the extra loot from that guy. Now again, I've seen most of the time I kill the guy with the backpack. He has stuff, but it's always pickles and gold. Every once in a while he'll drop an item, but not a lot. Take the XP gain again and see if we can maybe get that 21 levels. I'm only 13th level and it's wave 8, so probably not. I'm going to have to invest in XP quite heavily. So here's XP, speaking of investing heavily, and also a bladerang that's purple. So I'm starting to think that maybe some of the offerings that you get are based on the amount of pickles you have as well. Because here, you know, last time we were just a few above, or we had a few pickles left over that and let us get the companion. I think I'm going to skip the bladerang and go for these 2 items here, though. These, I like these. Move speed. Now, mechanical damage, I think, is a waste. So maybe I won't get that. Maybe I'll save the 118. Now that we have some interest with that DNA. Yeah, I'm wondering also, so I'm going to, well, I don't know. Maybe it'll show us when we get the interest, and we'll know if it applies to the pickles and the gold or just the gold. I'm not sure. There's 2 currencies, so the interest could apply to both, to one or the other. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know if it's going to give us like a report, though. Now, I don't think I'm going to get the 21 levels because I'm only at 13. So earning these extra stars must be pretty rough, but I'd say also finding like an epic piece of equipment or something. Also, I guess there's a possibility for that. Knockback and health. I'm gonna take the health. And also, it looks like when you take damage in the level, you also get all of that damage, you know, healed up between runs. Shoot him up if I can. I'm going to take a little bit of damage trying to get this guy dead. There's a box up here I want to go for. And again, I don't know. I see stuff in these boxes and stuff, but then it's really meh, you know? So I'm waiting for something decent to drop. But this is just the starting level, so I get it. Some regen there. So that was a pretty good level. We got 3. Oh, there's interest. Okay, so it applies to the pickles, it looks like. I'm not sure about the gold. Let's see where the gold is. I don't see it on the screen. Now, I had nowhere near that level of pickles in the last run. So, something's a little better as far as maybe it's my levels or XP gain or whatnot. I'm opening up more of the ability to get a lot more pickles. So let's see, assault rifle. Now I have an assault rifle. but it's only white. So this would be a green one. Yeah, I think I'm going to sell this one here. Grab that one. So it's 25% when below 30% HP. I'm going to re-roll. All right, so I have a blade array. Let's do that. This fishing rod doesn't look too shabby. Luck 10, pickup radius 60. Oh, I don't have enough. That's all right. I think I'm just gonna go. Now, this is the final level, right? So I think lifesteal is at 2%. I'm just gonna keep the lifesteal. Yeah, so this is the boss here. Took some damage because he kind of started on top of me there. So what I saw last time is exactly this. It's kind of acting the same way. So the boss has these shots that out, kind of trying to avoid them. I did get hit by those pretty often. Then you got these 3 balls with spaces in between. Whoever built this level has played Path of Exile. So it's some combinations of different games that I find interesting. You know, that not that this is some crazy way to build a level, but this is some technology that's some boss tech that you definitely see in Path of Exile. There's a lot of dodging, all these different things being thrown at you and stuff, so it's kind of cool. Now here's where you get the rewards, and there's the first time I've seen these little cans. So I'm wondering if these cans are what go in the middle there, where that was near the pickle jar. So let's check that out. So I transitioned from the Xbox controller to the mouse when I get to this point. So when I'm outside the game, I transition to the mouse just because it seems to be a little easier. So let's check gear out and see if that's truly what this is. It looks like it. So we have a green one. This one is uncommon, healthy pickles. So we get 4% damage it looks like right here. And then cooldown minus 2%. Pickles heal a small amount while active. So maybe you have to activate them. That's kind of cool. Now the other one was this common freeze. Oh, so this must be like a way to add like an ability to your character. Freeze all visible enemies for 35 seconds, duration 2 seconds. Interesting. That's pretty cool. So I like this healing pickle mostly because it's a green one and gives some extra bonuses to it. Let's check this one out. Enrage, so greatly increase in both power and size. Now size increase will be interesting because it's going to make it a little easier to get hit, but you have to see how that works. Wow, I really like that. So we didn't get any other uncommons, but let's take a look at some of the things here. This common boots. So the cowboy boot. So that's interesting because I have the cowboy eyes. That's +4. That's +4. I don't have the Superman set, so I'm gonna put these cowboy boots on here. So I have 2 of the cowboy set now. So it says 2 of 4. I don't get any bonuses yet, but we'll wear it nonetheless. Now the gesture I had on before, I've had all of these. So you can start with the blade ring versus the pistol. I'm hoping in the future that you like click on a slot and it'll let you just look at the things that can go in the slot. I think that's be something that would be nice. Or if they had, a list here. I know this is just a demo, so I'm just thinking in the future there'll be ways to sort this and kind of look at just particular things. Jester back. So this would be another piece of the Jester set. Okay, got 2 pieces of that. Right here and here. Is this one? The wizard back. Now I have 1 piece of the wizard too, the hat. But I'm not too big on that set. I don't want the vampire set if you ask me. And this is the vampire hat, speaking of. So the vampire hat gets +4%, but that would overtake the wizard hat. Okay, I think I'm gonna keep the way things are at the moment, and I'm gonna do maybe an upgrade here on the back slot so we can get more health. Let's take a look at the talents. So the talents, 1950. That's not going to give me a lot of bang for my buck there. But let's do the damage, just straight up damage. Let's do that. Let's do some health, some armor, some pickup radius, and then I have 1,000 left. Let's do ranged again. All right, 112. Okay, so if I push start again, let's check out this drive. Oh no, oh well, I'm gonna get out of this. I didn't really want to start that. New record, wave 1. So yeah, I just wanted to take a look at what that starting area was. Maybe you just kind of click on it. Yeah, so dry field. So defeat the boss, deal 500 critical hits, equip 18 unique items. Interesting. Okay, so and it's 0 out of 10. So that must be the wave counter. Excellent. It looks like they have a lot of different areas. So very, very cool. Look at that. Just tons and tons of areas. And this is just the demo. Of course, you can't play most of these in the demo, but these are the ones they're exposing you to. So that's pretty cool. I really do like this layout. I like what they're doing with the game. I'm excited to see some more updates. Hopefully, given that this is Q3 of 26, hopefully they'll maybe do an update to the demo and expose a little more of the game as they move along, or open up to play testing, early, an early purchase if you help them test and stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool. But overall, I did wishlist this game. I know it's a little different from like a tower defense, but I do like these games. So I thought I'd do a little spin on this and throw it up on the channel. I really love the artwork as well. So very, very cool. Well, if you like this and you want to see more of games like this, let me know. I was thinking about playing Brotato at some point. Just haven't gotten around to it. Doing some Brotato runs on here, maybe on the live, or just doing a couple of interesting runs, or runs that I find kind of interesting to do on the different potatoes. But if you like these kind of games, let me know. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I hope everybody's doing great. Take care. Have a good night.